John Segal, a 1-minute rebuttal.
Well, I mean, what you've heard from the three other honorable individuals at the table is the same old thinking. We're going to stay in our little bureaucratic silo, and that's it. And what I'm proposing is something dramatically, and if you want to call it radically different than that, where we bring the local government community, and we have 20 of them, we have the county commission, or the Johnson County government, together to look at the services that we provide and find the efficiencies and inefficiencies and duplications that exist within that structure. We bring them in to help us because we're all serving the same people. And that's a cooperative effort. And some of it may even involve the county taking on some responsibility and cities discontinuing the service and returning that savings to their taxpayer. But we're spending almost $2 billion a year in this community for local government, and I'm convinced that within that $2 billion there may not be enough money to build a courthouse, but there's certainly enough money to continue this kind of quality services that we've been delivering without a tax increase. It's just a matter of breaking down these old silos that everybody wants to protect and moving the community forward in a new direction instead of staying stuck in the same old one. And we're moved into an era where sales taxes are down.
And that's Segal, rebuttal.
Well, I think it's disingenuous not to be honest with the public and say that in these economic times we're going to probably have less services. Our services will diminish. Now, the choice is whether they be services such as waiting for a library book to check it out for 4 minutes instead of 2, or whether you're not going to have your library open or not. You know, there are different levels, and of course we want to keep all the services at the best we possibly can. My candidate Segal is talking about working with the cities, and we legally have, it's very hard to coordinate between cities who are looking for their own, and rightfully so, for their own representation in their own communities to do these bigger collaborative works. The good news is that with this economy, that may make cities and county, everyone more willing to combine services, which would be a wonderful idea.
John Toplicker, 1 minute.
Okay, everything I've heard here reminds me of the old saying, we have a bare bones budget. We can't cut any farther, or we'll actually hurt people. We have yet, I should say the current county commission has yet to limit very strictly out-of-state travel, where the men golf and the women shop. If you're going to take a serious look at the budget, you've got to cut those things out. You've got to cut out the inter-office parties and celebrations on the taxpayer's back. You've got to get into the budget, into that detail. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars being wasted and things like this. I've got a list of things, BlackBerries, who knows how many BlackBerries and iPhones are in employees' hands. No one takes inventory.
1 minute rebuttal, Ed Island.
I don't think there's any question the commission is going to have to undergo an exercise that has not been done in the 4 years that I've been on the commission, and that is to prioritize county services. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work, but it needs to be done. And I think if we do that, then we can present a clear outline to the taxpayers exactly what those priorities are and whether or not they need to be altered. We talk a lot about public transportation and running buses up and down Metcalf, 75th, Johnny Mission Parkway, for instance. But a very large segment of our population who depend upon spatial transportation services, elderly and disabled, have absolutely no alternative. And yet, when we focus on public transportation, it's always running buses up and down some street somewhere. We need to pay attention to the real needs of this county.
Thank you. We will go to question